go.
Okay, still February 25th. This is our second video of
This
the
is
day.
this is
A different person is going to see this.
this
one,
is us at the end of the day.
So we're going to get through this quick. So this is about the 5.1 competency-based assessment, where I went through and made a list of all of my competencies that you actually, these are all the things that you're checking me off on, and I attached them.
Yeah.
So the things that I went through, it's long, but the things that I talked about that were, I felt like the most helpful were like the back to school stuff, getting to know everybody, connecting with fellow apprentices, building relationships with students, learning the SPED and IEP process, observing teachers, behavior management, coworkers, and then mentorship, having that. So, and basically I just kind of summed up what I learned. I'm still, and even today, oh dear, even today we were talking about how I still am not super clear on accommodations and modifications, just because we don't have a ton of modifications that I am a part of, and maybe that is what.
Yeah. I know. I feel like it's a tough one, and it's like, I was telling you, like, sometimes I have to double check myself, because there's times where I'm like, wait, am I doing a modification or am I doing accommodation? And I think that just like comes with practice.
Yeah.
And then like obviously having other teachers look at it and things like that, because you can think that it's like an accommodation, but it may be a modification on accident.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
And that's what I was telling you also earlier today. It makes me nervous because this is all legal documents, and I don't want to do something or be doing something that's not right. Although I feel like hopefully someone would catch it and tell me.
Yeah.
But I did feel like the most beneficial things that I did were when I had to like do something and then go look at the standard, because I've never looked at those standards before. And just seeing like how it connects to the IEP goals, and so just being forced to work with that was helpful to me, and it made more of everything make sense. The most challenging was when I had to make those lesson plans from scratch. Well, kind of, sort of, like for myself from scratch, and then teach a lesson, because usually I'm just following.
Yeah.
So for me to have to do something myself, that was a little harder. But I guess I'll ask you, what was the hardest thing when you were in your program?
I think learning the IEP process and like the wording of the IEPs was pretty tough. Like, and it's hard because when you go from me being in a different state, so it's completely different, like a different platform for IEP writing, and then coming here and like learning the process here. Because back in California, I was confident in writing IEPs, but then I moved here, and it was a lot harder for me because it's such a different.
And that's the pulse that's hard.
Now it's not the platform itself, it's the wording, because districts use certain wordings when they're writing their IEPs, just like vocabulary and stuff like that. So that's something that I've learned.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
I do think
That was
that will be difficult whenever I do have to write the first one.
My biggest thing is when you write your first IEP, have somebody that's written a bunch of IEPs do it step by step with you. That's how I learned.
Yeah.
And like, I think you're getting a little bit more benefit with watching me write the IEPs, which I know like you're not like sitting there watching me type, but like you're seeing the process of it, which I think is going to be really helpful for you.
Yeah, like doing the testing and then writing it as you go. So, okay, what was the thing that was most beneficial to you in your program? Well, like back when you...
I don't remember.
Back in the olden days.
Back in the old...
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are. Well, I can.
Because you were like, it was COVID time, it was like,
so,
that was probably...
I think having like a close mentor too, though.
Yeah.
Because the mentor I had was a teacher that I was a TA for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So it was easier for me to jump into the program while still being in her class, like as an assistant, and then going into the actual program and being right next door to her.
Yeah.
I think that was the most beneficial, is like having that really close relationship, because I don't think I would have done as well as I did if I didn't have like my mentor literally next door.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I do think the mentor part is big. And it's like, that's what makes me afraid of when it's time to be done, like, because you probably won't be here, we won't be here.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I'll be, and it does make me very nervous. I'm like feeling more nervous, especially with the spring weather, and I'm like, I'm not ready to be
It's hitting you.
done. But anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, everything's been going well so far. And that is all.